Greetings, my audience. You know, I seem to forget what I was going to talk about. The movie I was talking about. I know it was a comic book movie, but I just can't remember what. I think I reviewed Spider-Man 1 last. So it's going to be only logical that I talk about the sequel from 2004, Spider-Man 2. And I'm going to talk about Spider-Man 2.1 Director's Cut, Editor's Cut edition, called Spider-Man 2.1. And I'm going to talk about the theatrical cut and editor's cut, the extended cut, and both cuts. I give a 6 out of 10 watchable popcorn movies, guilty pleasures, movies that rot your brain and your gut if you stop and analyze them, because they're pretty balls to all stupid with his plots. Writing. This movie was beyond retarded plot. Spoiler alert, I'm going to give you the juicy, the good ideas, the bad ideas, all the ideas rolled into one blender of a movie. Detail of the plot. But to do that, I have to explain the ending to Spider-Man 1, 2002 flick, because that plot point ending doesn't just end there. Because in the plot to this movie, this takes place 2 years after Spider-Man 1, after Uncle Ben died. So, 2 years later, he tells his Aunt May that he was there when Uncle Ben died. And he holds his hand when he died because he went to wrestling. He went to a place to earn money because he wanted to buy a car to impress MJ. And what does his Aunt May say? Nothing. She just walks upstairs, shuts her room. The cold shoulder, that heartless bitch. That's how she treats her only nephew. I think she hates you, Peter. Now. It sounds like she hates you. Oh, that's probably why she threw away all of your comic books in the garbage instead of donating them or giving them back to you. Because they were dreadful things that she found. Not knowing that you're Spider-Man and probably you're... It is kind of a dorkish how you're Spider-Man, greatest hero, and you still are wondering where are your comic books. Did your comic book obsession lead to you wearing onesie tights? Came up with the idea by reading comic books? Perhaps. Don't know. It's something that's never brought up as a plot point. It's just a plot, don't know. It's something the character that's never really dive into. That's kind of more explore in his 616 counterpart, how he's a comic book fanatic and a superhero obsession a bit. With obsessing over heroes other than him. And 616 Spider-Man is known for that, and so is, besides just being a science brainiac. Really smart person. And But this Spider-Man is kind of, it's hinted at he's a comic book film, but we never see him hold a comic book. It's like it's like one of those things that's kind of more explored in the comics, but gets tossed aside for the theatrical movie. Just like the just like changing the mechanical web shooters for the organic web shooters. And don't even give Spider-Man any scientifically stuff to do, even in his own solo first outing. When does this Spider-Man think on his feet and uses his brain? Oh, that one time in Spider-Man 3 when he used those sounds to defeat Venom and removes Eddie of the symbiote, blow it up. But Eddie wants to be with his symbiote, so he blows up a sky-high symbiote in the process because he's suicidal and wants to be with the symbiote, even if the symbiote's going to die. Because Spider-Man destroyed the alien, and he wants to be with the alien, I guess. As a plot point that's never explained, Eddie's relationship with the symbiote, like it was in the 616 comics, because Sam Raimi's not a fan of Spider-Man, symbiote Spider-Man. He's gone on record saying he was never a fan of Venom or the symbiote storyline, one of the greatest storylines of our comics, 616 Spider-Man brought. So he was never a fan of the black suit or the symbiote storyline or Venom. So he didn't know how to do justice. It was a pusher on him by the studios. But he failed. He did some justice. Was the design of the character. Even though the character's like bland as monsters get. And he's not given that many dialogue to say when he's voices the monster when he's in the monster suit and covered face to toe. And sometimes he's exposed the human face a lot more often than the Venom face, covering his face and doing the talking. So we don't really get much of Venom. And the movie, what we got is kind of sweet, but it's still better amounts, small amounts, compared to getting a feature-length film with Eddie Brock as Venom, which is a better version of Venom than Spider-Man 3. Venom. And better Eddie. But this movie wasn't about Venom, was it? It was about a send-off to this was really not a Venom story. It was more like a third installment to Spider-Man story, so that's okay. He's just get pushed to the side or a little bit to feel a little underdeveloped. And I realize I'm talking more about Spider-Man 3 right now, and I'm getting a little sidetracked. So, Spider-Man 2, the villain in that movie is Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius. And the ending of Spider-Man 1 is Spider-Man, Peter can't be together because he has to be a full-time Spider-Man and has to give up and sacrifice for the greater good because of Uncle Ben wisdom bullshit. Great pause comes great responsibility, and that means leave her hanging when she's horny for you. And don't go for the girl, MJ. Like you did in the 616 comics and also the Ultimate Comics, went for the girl. More than once. Girl. And both runs I mentioned. This is stupid. The ending of Spider-Man 1. Because wanna know why? The whole movie, second half of Spider-Man 2, once he gives up his mantle of being Spider-Man because his power's not working consistently anymore for some reason. Gives up the mantle, tries to be with the girl he wants to be, she's going to get married soon. Oh yeah, she's engaged, MJ, in this movie. The whole movie she's engaged to Robbie, to Jr. of Jameson Jr. of the Daily Bugle. But there's the latest thing in a 2.1 cut where she has a girl talk with her friend, one of her girlfriends, while she's getting fit for her wedding dress. And she says, I don't understand, why are you marrying this guy? What happened to the other guy that made you feel like the guy that swept you off your feet? What happened to him? Referring to Spider-Man she said it was just like a one-time thing. It was just like a fairy tale. It wasn't real. Something, and then we get a bullshit, like a line from her girlfriend saying, what's wrong with living in fairy tales? What a stupid, retarded line. It just adds to the insanity of this plot. But don't worry, there's layers to this, because Spider-Man gets the girl, but not because he goes for the girl and he interrupts the wedding or something. No, the girl leaves the wedding and leaves a note for Jameson Jr. for, tough shit, sucker. You're got nothing but being lonely for the rest of your days and getting ditched on your wedding day. And she runs out of the church in the wedding dress, running to Peter's apartment, and says, go get them tied after laying a kiss on Peter and deciding that she wants to be with Peter. That cold, heartless whore was so mean to Robinson Jr. The guy was so nice and he did nothing wrong. I feel bad for that bastard. He should have been Venom over Eddie Brock. It would have been different, but it would have made sense. More than what would end up going for Venom, than the standard, it's just... But hey... Sometimes a trip to the nut farm is just what the doctor ordered. And I feel like I've tripped on acid and bad drugs. I feel like I've tripped on bad high of something. I feel like someone drugged me and I'm tripping on a bad high. A scary high. Is what Spider-Man 2 from 2004 in the 2.1 cut of 2004 Spider-Man 2 movie feels like. Both cuts. Feel like I'm in Crazy Town, ready to kill someone legally and get away with it, like The Purge. I could be one of those Purge psychos. Is what this movie feels like I'm enter. The Purge. And I know who I want to purge. Spider-Man. But he just won't fucking die, this bastard Maguire. Kill me. He's like a cockroach that doesn't die. Maguire Spider-Man. No matter how many you squash, they just keep on coming. Bigger and crunchier and disgustinger than ever. Somewhere there's a mother cockroach, and now it's going to be the disgustingest bug to crunch and disinfect the house. Think about it. That's how disgusting his performance is. Like a cockroach. That's disgusting of Maguire's Spider-Man performance. In this movie, Spider-Man 2. He stalks the girl and gets the girl in the end. After he gives her the mantle of being Spider-Man, goes back to being Spider-Man when his powers are working again for Time Force. And blah, 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 blah. Learns shit, blah, blah, shit, blah, blah. Gets the girl. Who cares? Now they're saying, right? Wrong! Wrong! Wrong, sir! Wrong! Because in Spider-Man 3, they break up at the halfway point, and in the first half, they have the most insufferable toxic couple imaginable. More than the couple from Geely, where Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez starred as the toxic couple in that movie. I think it was supposed to be a toxic couple. Was it a lovely couple? I'm not sure because, you know, I hated them more than that couple from that movie. That's how much I hated them when they became in Spider-Man 3. I wanted them to die and hang where they stand. Those characters belong together in death. These versions are insufferable, this couple of the version of the Spider-Man 3 one goes for. I give Spider-Man 3 a 6 out of 10. For being a total cock tease and slapping us audience in the face just when Mary Jane were a couple and we Spider-Man fans want to see their on screen. They make them the most insufferable, toxic, coupleable since Geely movie. Was Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez starting as a couple. This is the worst couple I've ever seen on film. The most hated perversion of a couple I ever seen on film. I don't care what people say. This couple sucks. MJ and Peter live action counterpart. I thought it was fine when MJ got hit by Peter in the black, taken over by the black suit. That was fine. Hit that bitch again. She ain't loyal to you, Peter. She's only loyal to whatever guy she can get fucked with. In pants. She was cheating on you when you were Spider-Man and when you were Peter. She was cheating on Harry when she was seeing Harry and dating Harry, and she was hitting on you, then hitting on Spider-Man before she knew you were the same person. In the sequel, when he came out, and Spider-Man 2 came out over the cell phone, that you're the same person. I mean, she probably figured out sooner after you kissed her in the funeral. Well, say when I kissed her in the rain, like she kind of recognized the kiss. But it kind of enhances that she kind of recognized the kiss when she kisses her fiance upside down like Spider-Man. And try to figure out if that's the strange man that made her feel this, or she could feel the same spark with someone else or something. So, and that's in Spider-Man 2 2.1 cut. One that was also in Spider-Man 2.1 cut. A little gag where Jameson dresses on as Spider-Man and poses in action poses. I joke you not. That's a real scene. in Spider-Man 2.1 cut. We're seeing, especially Robbie's reaction looking like Jameson needs help. They're all looking at him like like Jameson needs help in his and like Robbie's like horrified looking at like he needs help because he's dressing up for someone he hates. Then he keeps trolling and in the newspaper, you know, it's like funny. That happens after he throws away the costume in the Spider-Man 2 movie of the 2.1 cut. You see that only in that scene. Why don't we also see only in the Spider-Man 2.1 cut? You know the song, the montage of raindrops falling down my head when Spider-Man is retired for a brief moment? It's a montage. Well, that montage gets even funkier and we are that montage in the 2.1 cut, and it goes on for, it does this weird edit, it does more weird edits than just pausing like this is a 70s show, like before it cuts to a commercial. There's a lot more weird edits in the 2.1 cut. That montage has a lot more weird shit. Funkier shit. Like a sock. Like a funky sock. That's my review on Spider-Man 2.1 and Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2. Both cuts of Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 movie. And I seen the editor's cut of Spider-Man 3. It's not as funny, not as ridiculous, and not as stupid, retarded fun as Spider-Man 3's pointless writing theatrical cut. Yes, the other cut's not as good, but the theatrical cut's better because it's more dumb and more absurd. It makes less sense. But we don't watch these Spider-Man movies to make sense. We watch them for the shit and giggles of the explosions and the Dr. Seuss dialogue writing. That makes Dr. Seuss look like a sane racist. That look like a sane person. This movie's making me think Dr. Seuss. This writing is making me think of Dr. Seuss writing. This chunkily clunkily dialogue all goes blah 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 blue 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 meme more. That's some more, right? Come now, you don't have to be so dumb now, audience. Try to taste this delicious stupidity dick of Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2. You'll come to rhyme the same with all this Dr. Seuss rhyming dialogue that I'm speaking in because I'm trying to rhyme off my ass like it depends on it. I'm terrible at it. But I'm as terrible as Maguire's rhyming skills and Kristen Dunn's rhyming skills and the Spider-Man Sam Raimi sequels. Dr. Seuss dialogue rhyming. Rhyme. I thought, you know, you could call his this dialogue kind of like mixes mixes somewhere between pure poetry, love poetry, and pure Dr. Seuss rhyming nonsense. Straight out of Dr. Seuss author writing skills writing. Is what you know, the writing in this dialogue movies feel like, in the stories themselves, of the whole trilogy of Spider-Man trilogy in a nutshell, and the writing of the dialogue. Hang on, I want to get a drink. So that's my thoughts on Spider-Man 2 and 3. That's my review on these boom corn movies. Guilty pleasures. They make no fucking sense. I'm painfully aware of its flaws, but they're buttery goodness popcorn movies. They are cheap entertainment, lazy writing stories. But like to go with that loud action. And great with a sexy floozy Kristen Dunst playing MJ. Everyone's pussy eye candy. That seems to get every guy in the trilogy, wherever she's seeing or flirting with. When she was flirting or dating Flash Thompson, she was also flirting with Peter, and then leaving Harry, and then going for Peter after leaving Harry, and flirting with Peter, and flirting with Spider-Man. She's just flirting with every guy. She can't... Oh. This... When you really think about, why does Peter want her as the girl of his dreams when he can just find and maybe pay for a hooker to fall in love with him? He has a better chance of finding a commitment with a stripper, I think. Or I just don't know what does he see in MJ? I'm sorry, Maguire's Peter. Parker, is this? Look, Peter. I just think Peter. This version of Peter's a fucking imbecile, retarded imbecile. Straight up, chump. A loser, a sucker. For any, for a sucker for shitty women, like MJ, is a bitch whore. And I proved it by pointing out the plot points where she's flirting with everyone in the trilogy. It's like, this is all revolve around her flirting with guys while playing with Peter's feelings. This is, after a while, doesn't he get sick of the cock tease of MJ leading him on? Probably not. Oh, God. They suck. Excuse me. That's my thoughts on these movies. Goodbye. Subscribe. Like this video, please.